I'm telling you guys, Yoru on Breeze is not a troll. So in this game that I'm going to show you between, what is it, RAAD and Ascend, I think this is like a small LAN tournament that was going on. I'm really not too sure. Yoru is really strong on Breeze, and I think that teams might start picking him up. And I think that if you have a player that can play the Yoru, I think he's really strong. So what is Yoru used for on defense? Well, a lot of it was typical stuff that you would see on Jet. Well, not with Jet, because with the Yoru, you can rotate quickly. You can rotate from B to A, from A to B, vice versa, right? We could also do things like aggress in mid. You can aggress A main, aggress B main, aggress elbow, right? Typical things that you would normally see on Jet. Except Yoru, it is a bit safer because you have that get out of jail free card, even though it is a bit delayed, you know, compared to Chambers' Rendezvous. But I still think he's really strong in this map, and his flash is really good, decoy is good, ultimate is insane. There was one round where RAAD decided to use their ultimate towards B and just clear out the entirety of the map, know exactly where they're at, basically a cipher roll, but without the bodies. And Yoru told them exactly where they were at, and they were able to crunch and get a lot of value out of it. So, but for offense is a bit more unique. And that's what I really want to showcase in this video. Regardless, if you want to learn how to play Yoru, though, I highly recommend that you check out the VOD. And Yoru remains out there. You'll learn something from this, I promise. We're going to be taking a look at the offense, because the offense, I think, is where you see things that you don't see quite often, right? So we're going to be going to RAAD's pistol round, and you're going to see that they're going for a very quick A hit. Now, if you saw, real quickly, Yoru threw his TP down for B main before they started running up A. So, another thing too I want to point out, if you're having trouble with a KO on Breeze, take a look at how Skye and Sova position themselves. So Skye runs in first, she dogs, Sova sits back, so in case KO does knife, Sova still has his drone for the exec, right? So this is really strong. So they use the dog, then the drone, because the KO never knifed them. Chambers sprinting up halls, they're just running it up A, right? Nothing too crazy about it. The thing you want to keep an eye on is his teleport. Now, what is it? Sova uses his arrow to tag back sight to alleviate some pressure, and Spike is planted in a kind of non-optimal spot, but it's kind of planted from mid, right? Now, Yoru, once he takes his TP, right, he times this from the enemies like getting ready to retake. He sends a TP back all the way towards this cave area, right? And Yoru, what he decides to do is go up mid, scale up this railing, drop down on the cinder blocks, like these cinder blocks in mid, and you'll see it in the replay, but he has a very good sight line on the spike. And he kills the guy that's trying to defuse, right? Viper's looking towards mid because she just saw Yoru there, but Yoru teleported all the way back to cave. And Viper obviously didn't expect this, but Yoru whiffs a little bit, but in the end, it still ended up working out. I just thought that this was a really big brain play. And there's other things like this, maybe not as cool, but still unique enough to show you guys in these upcoming rounds. So let's go look at those rounds now. All right, for the next round that I'm going to show you, you're going to see a really nice exec. So for the first 20 to 30, 40 seconds of the round, you see that RAAD decides to default, just kind of spread across the map. You have Chamber watching push down elbow. You have a trip for A, and then you have the Yoru and halls, because eventually they are going to go halls, plus a Viper orb to create some pressure and use for later, obviously. And then you have everybody grouped up in A, getting ready to go out. Now, after a while, once they decide they're ready to go, I'm sure once the Sova arrow is getting ready to recharge, they decide to regroup back up, and that's when you're going to see the hit. Now, KO knife goes into halls, they know nobody's there, so Sova's going to rotate out. Skye ulti goes out, drone goes out, orb goes up, decoy goes up halls, and you're going to see how nice this hit really goes. Now, you see Yoru puts his TP down pretty early, before the door is even fully open. He TPs out in front of yellow, and he's right in front of yellow before anybody even knows he's there. And even coordinates a really nice double swing that you saw with the chamber right there. Let me rewind this. So, like I said, everybody goes up halls. The decoy keeps going through, right? So he kind of like takes a couple shots, breaks the tripwire, creates a little bit of pandemonium. KO tried to fight it, couldn't really fight it. It's just such a really nice hit. Skye and Sova were coming out too. We didn't even get to see them or focus on them, but the Skye ulti is going out at the same time as a flash. Plus a drone, plus the cabbages are nice and a Sova ulti. You see the Sova ulti's going up rail, going upstairs, going everywhere, right? So all in all, a really nice hit, but I really wanted to highlight the orb going under, under the door, slips out on the site so nobody sees it, sneaks through, and is able to find that like surprise timing that like, oh, how did Yoru get here, right? Because the door is not even fully open and he got through, and yeah, again, all in all, this was a really nice hit, and RAAD looked really, really, really well versed, well trained, versed on this map. So let's see some more. All right, now in this round, round 18, we're going to see what a mid default looks like. So to start, you're going to see a Sky Flash go up towards Tunnel for information, plus a Yoru decoy towards Double Door in case somebody decides to peek out, plus a Sova Arrow and a Yoru TP towards top mid. Now, as you can see, this looks really good. The arrow comes out, is able to clear anybody peeking this area. So Yoru, when he throws his flash, right, he also throws his flash at his TP so nobody knows he came up here. They're able to get a pretty decent chunk of mid for free. Now, Yoru, Sky flashes him into Nest, right, and they don't know that somebody's in this spot, right? So there's a lot of weird utility that just went out here. RAAD got mid control relatively easily, right? And Yoru was able to find this lurk all the way up into Nest because nobody really got the information, right? You had guys peeking out, but I don't think they really knew that Yoru was here, right? Regardless, this is a really unique default, and they were able to get a couple opening picks. Eventually, get go over towards B. It was the 5v3 at one point. They even it out, but really well played round for RAAD. Kind of fumbled it a little bit. 5v3 turned into a 3v3, but it worked out in the end. Really good timings, really good plays from everyone all around. So let's look at what more rounds we got. We got 2 more rounds, so let's go look at another. All right, so in this round, we're going to look at how RAAD uses their Yoru ult to pull off a really sick A exec. Now, for those of you who don't know or don't play a lot of Yoru, his ult is really good at stuffing out Viper and horror ults, right? You're going to see in the beginning of the round, they go for like a what is it, an A default. They throw like a Sova shock dart that's lined up for this Chamber Trip and Halls, which is really cool. So the trip's down. I think somebody tapped Orb to try and bait out this Sova ult, but Sen's trying to go for like an ult punish play with the Sova ulti. It doesn't work out, but regardless, Chamber and Sky are kind of working the way up mid, and once they get to this double doors area, Yoru decides to ult out, right? Doesn't spot the Viper and Sova right away, and I think Sova might have seen Viper in there, but he's like, yo, I can't push through this. I have Spike. I need to find a safer way to sight. So what he decides to do, go up halls, go through halls basically, and Yoru decides to come out of his ulti, and he decides to come out backside and pinch this Jet. So I'll play this again. Comes out of it, flashes Jet, right? She's jumping around. She's getting util dumped, not having a good time. Viper was able to open up halls. So they do like a triple A split, right? They send 2 mid, 1 hall, and 2 A, all on this Viper ult, and they pinch it, right? So they're like, you know what? If you want A main, go for it. You can sit in your Viper ult and just sit in there. We're going to go take backside, which is exactly what the Yoru let them do. So Yoru's holding the ulti and make sure nobody comes out of it, punishes the Sova, who tries to come out of the ulti. Now, a 3v3 is down to a 3v2. With Spike, I believe it's stuck in halls, so we'll see how that even get in there. Okay, so Sova tried to get in there, KO cut him off, and now it's up to RAAD to try and get this Spike out of here, and this is kind of going to be a tough plan, right? So let's see how they react. Viper ult CT as well because they had the Viper ult A main, right? So they try to kind of switch sides a little bit, so it's harder for the retake, obviously. But Chamber decides to work through CT, pushes into their spawn, is looking through halls trying to find this KO, right? They got to find him. And Viper and Yoru are getting up here, getting ready to fight with him. So they know KO's down there, but they don't know where the Viper's at, right? The Viper's the big question mark. Finds out she's A main, right? Gets instantly traded out by Yoru. Huge kill. But now they can know KO's in halls, and now they kind of have this kind of crossfire setup. But they don't know that KO pushed up this far. Now, the Chamber and KO in a 1v1, and Chamber wins it out. But regardless of all this microplay that went on, I just really wanted to show off this Yoru ult that went down because it's really good at countering this Viper stuff that goes down. This is really, again, a really cool exec that worked out in RAAD's favor, and they look really comfortable on this map, and they take the win from Ascend. But before we end it, let's look at one more round. All right, for this last round of this video, we're going to the last round of the game, and we're going to see another really strong hall split. Now, they're one off of Sova ulti, so you're gonna see that they use the Skydog to try and push anybody back, invest a lot into trying to get this ult orb. Sova runs up, grabs it, he's gonna have his ult online, and as you see, he's gonna ult, again, in really common spots. You saw him ping stairs, so he's ulting stairs, he ults rail, ults backside, he ults everything, clears out the most common spots, and you can see a lot of these people going in through halls. Again, slips his TP in underneath the door, plus a Sova recon, plus a lot of stuff. This is really in sync stuff, and again, it just looks really good. Now, they have all of halls, they have all of A site, and all Ascend has is this little bridge. That's all they got. They have to retake everything else, and RAAD isn't going to let that happen today. A really well played game from RAAD. They end up taking the win over Ascend with their Yoru Breeze comp. And again, it looked really nice. I think Yoru is not a troll pick. I think that Yoru can work really well, especially on this map. He can abuse the long rotations because he can cut that down. Like I mentioned on defense, his rotate time is really short because he can TP across the map. he could do the same things as Jet. He has his own flashes, right? And overall, he's just a really, really good agent. So with that being said, hopefully you guys learned something from this guide, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care.